Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us here at bright and early. I'm Ainsley. I'm a current fellow, 2014, with the great state of Puerto Rico. This is Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm the Fellowship Program Manager at Code for America.
And then also helping us is
Imanol, Brigade Captain from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So we are all really big fans of design and communicating messages with design, and we wanted to do a session that we actually got our hands on doing design. So we thought, what better way than to make some icons that everyone could use. So everyone knows that icons are awesome because a picture paints 1,000 words. This, of course, means peace. This, we know, represents love. This, yeah,
Yeah.
perfect. So we, of course, want to get into the area of civic icons. In the city context, we use icons every day to navigate the city, to know when to walk, stop our cars, go. We know there's a lot of icons around health that can really help communicate to people things that have to deal with their health and well-being. So one really great repository for icons for designers is the Noun Project. Has anyone used the Noun Project before? Okay, cool. So what the Noun Project is a great resource for icons, basically. They thought, okay, we want to take nouns, walk, run, dog, cat, and we want to open it up to everyone's interpretation of what that looks like and have it on the internet for download so that anyone who needs to use these designs can. So you download it and there's different versions of attribution, but it's a super great resource for all levels of designers. And so that's what we're going to be sort of gearing toward today is making some icons that would be in this format because at Code for America, it's very important for us to do things that are open source that other people can use. And so the Noun Project is a great platform to put what we design up on the internet so people can use for free. Imanol, do you want to talk about the different kinds of icons?
Yeah. Right now we are going to have a session for designing some civic icons, and there's 3 basic styles. The iconic style is a more simple icon that is just an object that represents something. It's very literal. So you have toothbrush, that means toothbrush. I don't know. Yeah, right. And then you have a style like a more narrative, it's tell you story, it's more dynamic. So you have a broad space for designing here, something that you can represent just with an icon, with a just simple draw, right? And then you have an abstract kind of radioactive or atomic nuclear energy or something that we are not going to go those because these take a lot of time to people to understand and put in their mind that means that thing. So yeah.
So one of the reasons we wanted to do this is because when you look on the Noun Project, there's certain nouns and objects that there's a lot of icons for, like dog. There's plenty of dog icons, right? But what we want to get into is the niche, especially in the civic context where there aren't icons and where people are going in to design something and communicate something to people, but they don't have icons available to them. So we are partnering actually with Alan. He's representing the health group at CFA. They have been working on a project and they've run into several needs for icons, and they have this great GitHub repo already that has this list of there's no icons for social security card. So we're gonna start on that today in this first part, sketching on these. These are needs that they've identified. This is the GitHub project issue link if you guys want to check that out. But we thought that it would be interesting to kind of sketch on and visualize what does a lease look like. What do we all have in our minds as a way to represent lease in an icon?
And we'll put this up somewhere else too for you guys to copy if this is kind of long.
Yeah. So, are there any questions at this point?
I've noticed in a lot of websites, with a common theme is that all of the icons will have a very similar style. So if you have something like the Noun Project or a group of people like us coming up with a bunch of individual nouns, it seems like it might be likely that they won't match some other particular style and wouldn't fit in with other nouns. Almost as if you're using 5 languages to write a sentence. Will we be trying to match a certain style?
Well, so that's one thing that I'll talk a little bit about later, because what we're going to do is sketch sort of rapid prototype in this first section, and then try to adhere to a couple of guidelines that the Noun Project sort of suggests for style when you're digitizing them. And we're going to be heavily digitizing in the second session. So in that process, like, there's a little bit of stylistic cohesion that happens when you're using like black, a certain line width, and then making some choices about negative space versus outlines. So I think it would be great if they were different, but I think they'll also kind of like come together a little bit. Alex, do you have any questions?
Why, yes, Ainsley. Do you have to be a designer to participate in this session?
So glad you asked. No, not at all. We really wanted this to be super accessible, and basically, if you can hold a pencil and drag it across the page, then this is for you. And we also really want people who have ideas for icons. So all skill levels are welcome.
So if I need to communicate with my constituents in a simple and easy to use way, but I feel like I can't draw at all, I can totally participate.
Totally, and we'll partner you up with someone who feels more comfortable sketching and drawing.
Awesome.
Okay, so why don't you take us through
Definitely. So I think Ainsley did a good job setting some background about like what icons are and like why civic icons are awesome and we need them for all our communications with both people inside government and outside. Here's how we would like to kind of go through the process. And like Ainsley said, it's going to be kind of a rapid prototyping process, and so we really appreciate you guys coming out like at 9 a.m. in the morning and getting up early to kick some icon butt. So we've already kind of explained the design process a little bit around how we're going to go about making our icons. We're going to go into an exercise around sketching health icons. Like Ainsley said, in partnership with our health group. We're going to kind of break you guys into different groups, and you're just going to kind of have a quick 15 minutes to just go at it and sketch social security cards, all types of fun health things. And the reason why we want to get you guys doing some of the ones that we have pre-populated already it's just to get your juices flowing around designing icons. If you get really excited about an idea that you have, you can totally divert and sketch out some of those as well. We'll then do a share out at 9:40. You guys have pen and paper and these super retro erasers from like 5th grade and dot grid paper. And we're gonna have people like come up and share some of the ones that they really like. And then 9:45, there's a break, and you guys can totally go to another session. But you can also stick around because in part 2, we're gonna then, now that people will have had practice, kind of do a little bit of a reintroduction, but then also we're going to help you all digitize some of the icons that you have. And we're going to share all of them with you. So this is super rapid, and it's like you get to leave with a goodie bag, right? This is not like one of those other sessions where it's just like knowledge that you're coming away with. You're gonna get knowledge, but you're also gonna hopefully make a new friend and come away with some icons. We'll email you out, and when you leave the summit, you'll get to point at something like, hey, I made a contribution already to my community with some icons. And we'll also make a space for people to brainstorm their own icons. And again, you can do that here too if you're already inspired, but I know 9:30 is a little hard to get those juices flowing sometimes. We'll do another share out, and then we'll talk about some next steps. But yeah, so we're super excited to get started.
Yeah, so one of the outcomes we really wanted was, again, like Alex said, we wanted to see what ideas you guys brought from your experience working in government, designing for a civic context, and be able to fill those needs for you all. So please percolate those ideas. I think it'll be helpful to have the list of icons up, and then let's break into groups and sketch.
So how we want to do this is first to get a general sense of people's different abilities, which are all awesome. So firstly, who likes drawing? Who likes sketching, putting pen to paper? Like, maybe I should rephrase that. Who's willing and excited to put pen to paper and be brave and put themselves out there? Okay, so a good amount of you. Okay, so you guys can be sketchers in groups. That's awesome. Who is like, I just really don't want to sketch right now. Like, I'm a little not into it. Those are our design communicators, as we like to call them. No, nobody? Okay, great. So we got a lot of sketchers. And who has some digitizing skills? Who knows how to use like Illustrator or anything? Okay, one, two. Ooh, we got a lot of folks. Great,
Nice.
Great. Okay, great. So you guys will be super useful as well, like especially in the second half. So what we'd like to do is kind of break people up into groups. I think actually we have sketchers in every single quadrant of this room. So I think we'll just group people by kind of table section. So maybe, so just in terms of instructions, before you guys kind of clump, get in your groups, bring your paper and pens. You're gonna have 15 minutes to sketch. So go fast. Just choose ones that you wanna do. I think that like you guys could each do a different one.
Hi, everyone.
Can I eat this?
Yeah. Yes. Thanks for joining us. If you're new, we're just going to run through really quick an overview of the second session. So we're continuing on the Civic Designathon, Iconathon track. In the first session, we went over some needs that CFA Health Group had. For basically, they needed some icons for communicating to people which documents they needed to sort of prove that they existed. And these were documents that aren't that exciting to make icons for, including utility bill and bank statement, but we made it very exciting. You can see the results behind you. So now we're going to kind of split into dual tracks, and one track is going to be digitizing the icons we made in the first section, and then the other, we're really excited to sketch on an icon on ideas that you guys brought for icons that you may need in your various civic design contexts. So just to recap, we're very inspired by the Noun Project, which is basically a repository for all these different icons for all kinds of different things. And we're going to sort of be using their standards and their platform to make these available to everyone for public domain. There's different attribution levels that you can use on the Noun Project, and we want to, in the spirit of open source, make them free on the internet. Emanol, I forgot to introduce us. Sorry. I'm Ainsley. I'm a 2014 Code for America Fellow in Puerto Rico. I'm a designer.
And I'm Alex. I'm the Fellowship Program Manager at Code for America. And I am excited about talking to you today about icons because I think everyone needs to tell stories and communicate with their audiences in simple and clear ways. And icons are a great way to tell a story with pictures.
I'm Manolo. I'm Puerto Rico Brigade Captain. And then I will be helping in this part. We basically have three kind of styles for doing icons. The iconic is a more simple kind of icon. It's just an object. It's very literal, not dynamic. It's very static. Then you have the narrative style. That is like it's kind of telling a story. It's more dynamic. You can see like a movement in the draw, right? And then you have an abstract. This like some kind of icon that people just design, but then it takes a lot of time to get in the people's minds so they can recognize it. So we actually will be working with the first two kind of icons.
You got to stand up and pull it. There you go.
It's hard, yeah.
Welcome. We have chairs up here.
So,
Yeah.
Emanol also just got a really great book on pictograms and iconographies, I think it is. So you guys should totally check this out as inspiration. Pass it around. I think there's like a lot of good representations of things in a concise way. Alex, do you want to walk us through?
Yeah, totally. So just to give you guys a little bit of context again, welcome to the Civic Designathon. In the first session that we did, it was intro like we just did to icons and their importance to the civic space, but we also got our hands dirty and made some civic icons that are on the wall behind you for things like bank statements, leases and proof of residences, utility bills, birth certificates, and social security cards. And these are really important things to communicate about to a lot of folks who receive welfare services and people served by our health group at Code for America. So we're actually going to take those icons that people who participate in the first half and digitize them and make them available to everyone in the entire world through the Noun Project. So you guys are not just going to help your communities and come away with things that you can help people back home, but you're also going to help communities around the world with your design skills. So it's very exciting. So in this part two, we're going to continue that work a little bit. So anyone who's excited about using their Illustrator skills or learning a little bit of Illustrator skills is going to work in digitizing with Emanol's going to lead that group. And then for people who are excited about sketching and coming up with their own icons for their own communities, I'll be leading that group. And then around 10:35, we're going to kind of recap and share out both the newly minted digitized icons, which is going to be super awesome, but also all of your ideas for new icons that you think would be really great for your city government or your community to have. Before we keep going, I just wanted to make a quick pause for any questions you guys have about the process. Ainsley, do you have to be a designer to participate in this exercise?
Not at all. No. We want to make it really clear that all skill levels are welcome, and we especially appreciate, as Alex calls them, design communicators who are able, maybe not necessarily to sketch, but to say, that looks like a thing that I understand, or that doesn't look like a thing that I understand. We need those people.
Awesome.
So I can talk a little bit now about the digitization part. There's a link right here to a GitHub repo. And if that is scary to anyone, no problem, we can help you with it. It's basically just copying files. But it's up there because for digitization, I have a template that I totally stole from another Iconathon that is a really nice size for making the icons vectorized. And then I just wanted to touch on this. When we break into the digitization group, we can talk more about this, but these are kind of basic noun project specs. So let's use the template if you want or not. And then one thing that makes icons look really great is to have all the lines the same width. They recommend 2-point width when you're doing your vector, and then all black is good. And then also, just when you're making it, consider whether you're going to do an outline or fill it in. 2 different techniques. So with that, I think we can totally get to working. Can I get a feel for who wants to digitize and who wants to sketch? Digitize.
Wow. Strong showing.
Okay, and then do you want to sketch?
I can do whatever.
Okay.
I can sort of not do anything. It's drawing.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay,
Right.
Stephanie.
So maybe this side we can do digitization.
Cool.
And email will help lead folks in digitizing things, and anyone who wants to sketch their own ideas, which I think is like 1 or 2 people, can be over here.
Super.
That's great.
Sketchers,
Awesome.
be the artist.
All right.
Perfect.
So then we'll reconvene around 10:35 to share out.
Super.
Cool. Awesome. All right.
Let's do it.
Break. So what we want to do in just a couple minutes is wrap up your sketches or your digitizations, and then we're going to do a share out. So for folks who are sketching, if you want to post up some of your stuff on the back so we can see them. And then for folks who are digitizing, we'll figure out some way to throw up some of them maybe on the screen to see what you guys have done. Also, I just want to let you know that we have a quick little form. It's at bit.ly/civicicons. We'd love to get your contact information to send you your icons and to keep in touch about future Civic Icon events, and also just to get your feedback about the session. So yeah. So we'll just convene together to share out in just 2 minutes. So wrap it up. Play safe. Wrap it up.
Well, actually, I don't. I think we can sort of look at computers. What I was going to do is tell you guys about how to proceed with how we're going to do the digitization. I made a Code for America Noun Project account, so I think the most efficient way, unless everyone overwhelmingly wants to use GitHub, is to just email them to me. Whether in Illustrator or Sketch form, and I'll put my email up here, and then I will put them all on the Noun Project
That's great.
repository, and then share them back with you. I think
That sounds
is
great.
this working?
Yeah.
But I would love it if you guys wanted to just sort of like hold up your computers.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
it would take like 15 minutes to get
Totally, you're right. Yeah, totally. So maybe anyone who show off their icons want to come back here and bring their computer, just so that we can kind of be together. And we have some drawn ones as well. All right.
Yeah.
And please fill out the bit.ly form so that we have your email and can follow up with you guys about
Yep.
showing you the final result. We will
What is this
not
chocolate
spam you.
for?
We just want to show
Oh, bribery.
So, this is so far this one.
Nice.
That one.
That's really
Follow along.
good. Good
Turns
job.
out adhering to a grid is really hard. I'm figuring it out.
Yay. You want to show yours off?
Sure, yeah. I mean, these are just the ones up here.
Oh yeah.
And,
Here, from concept to execution.
Nice.
Hold it up, hold it up.
Yeah. to life. And Kavi, did you? Oh yeah, show off yours.
Oh, sure. I did and these guys right here.
Oh, nice.
So what's that?
Bank statement.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Wow.
What's this?
The utility bill. That's
Cool.
really good.
Alright.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Ooh.
Here's the birth certificate.
Wow. That's great. Nice.
That's all right.
Nice. Cool. We also did some sketches, just so you guys know. Some people wanted to have one for community space. Also affordable / workforce housing,
Nice.
co-working, digital divide, which is really hard. So if someone has good ideas. Carla, what is this one again?
That one is, getting online and showing it looks supposed to be a router
Nice.
and a wireless router in the computer. So where folks, where we're at my agency, we're always trying to worry about how to communicate to people in different languages, how they can get online. So so trying to put that router into the computer and show that the router is sending out signal to the
Nice.
devices. And then over here is all the different digital services.
Oh, okay.
So,
Broadband internet.
So a lot of folks don't, they're like trying to figure out where can I get digital services? How can I get online?
Cool. And then we had some over here too around digital divide, procurement, and Aiden, what's this one?
That was it was digital divide / broadband problems.
Oh, nice.
/ internet problems.
Cool. Good job, everyone.